Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today we have the data of so much stuff. Oh my god, we are just going to get right into it because we got to talk about a lot of stuff. And first of all, I'm going to talk about the new Final Fantasy VII event. We have the details on the characters, and we're going to start not at the bottom because quite frankly, I really love Cait Sith so much. Let's just talk about Cait Sith. It puts a smile on my face. Cait Sith. First of all, his Trust Mastery reward is a 22 attack, 95 magic, 44 spirit, one-handed instrument. Key important thing, it is one-handed. It can never be understated that sometimes you will just need a one-handed instrument for some unit in the future to have bonuses. So, first of all, I'm going to not knock this as a TMR. This might be really good in the near future. And it could be that I'm even forgetting someone right now who could use it, but 95 magic on a instrument? It's kind of interesting. That's all I got to say about that. So what about his limit burst? Well, it is an AoE OH KO, so one hit KO. Costs 16 limit burst at the 5-star, and who cares? This might just be okay in arena. This might be really, really good. Maybe. So let's talk about this guy, and the interesting thing is that he, well, is just interesting. His dice ability can either do 1 damage, 11 damage, 555 damage, 5,555 damage, or the classic 77,777. Just love that. That's so much fun. The randomness of it. I don't know if he'll be reliable, but there you go. And what else is there to talk about? Well, his toy box either will hit for a one-hit physical attack from anywhere from 100% to 500% at 100% intervals. His Mogiri... it's Moogle Dance, but Muguri Dance has an AoE, HP, 2000 heal, and 30 MP heal. Isn't bad for a 5-star, and Moogles. Thanks for making a cameo. His Toy Soldier is a 360% AoE one-hit physical attack. His Lucky Girl gives an AoE 100% magic and attack boost, plus 100% limit burst fill rate. And his Joker Death is an AoE 99% target HP damage, AoE fill 20 limit burst. So you hurt your own guy, but it fills for 20 limit burst crystals. That is potentially interesting. You may be thinking, why would you want that? Well, fill CG Fina's limit burst, then entrust it onto someone incredibly powerful like Cloud. One turn KO. I really like Cait Sith. I know everybody else may be kind of poo-pooing him, but he has a 30% chance to ignore one hit fatal attack when his HP is over 80%. Okay, and Joker Death is in his slots ability. Okay, maybe less reliable, but god damn it, I still love him. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk next about the big man, Barret. Now, Barret's Trust Mastery is 107 attack, 98 magic gun, 10 MP, 10% to MP. Pretty good, not bad. His limit burst is at max a 6-star, 520% AoE, 20 hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. So a 20 hit over 1000% attack, that's pretty good for a 4 to 6-star. Is it going to be anything super impressive? No, unfortunately, we always have to hit. Well, it's a 6-star max, so which is too bad. I hope somebody uses this guy in some trials just to prove that he's good. Because as it turns out, in his 6-star, he does have some pretty good stuff. His double casting his abilities is actually a little bit nice. I mean, in his kit, he has a 30% chance to critical, 25% accuracy, and a 50% when two-handing. He has a bit of true dual hand. For a 4-star, that's new. but his two 6-star abilities, a 300% AoE 10-hit physical attack and a 200% single target 18-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, that's some pretty decent budget chaining, either AoE or single target. He also has a 1-hit physical attack with a 20% chance to OHKO, but like, Barret's interesting. For a budget chainer, this is really, really decent. Plus, the fact that he's true dual hand means that for newer players, this is probably a good unit to get. Pretty easy to max out at 6-star, doesn't take as much work as a 7-star, and he's easier to get, so you could just have 2 of them really quickly and just chain and have one really powerful finisher. For a new account, Barret is freaking awesome. And yes, us old players, it's pretty easy to just go, I don't need him. But there are other people who need him. So for new players, this is a pretty cool little chaining unit. Yeah, I like him. You don't? Poo-poo to you. And next up, we have a fan favorite, which could describe this banner pretty accurately. Say hello to Vincent. Now, his Trust Mastery is a Materia 60% attack, minus 30% to Spirit. Basically, magic glass cannon. Like, he's going to die very easily. But his two-handed gun is much more interesting. 175 attack, plus 70% accuracy. That's a big accuracy bonus. Oh, Vincent might be just a fantastic in arena. And a 1.3 to a 1.7 times damage variance. So that two-handed gun is looking pretty damn decent for a true dual hand. But here's a big question. What is so special about Vincent? Well, let's talk about his 7-star limit burst, which is only 25 limit burst crystals. Not a bad cost. Now, we'll talk about it in its best case. So, maxed out with his TMR ability that improves it. It is a 650% AoE 1-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, basically 1300%, with a 50 to 70% chance to OHKO. Vincent is the new arena scum. Super quick to charge his limit burst and an OHKO at 70% chance. Safety bit just got more valuable in arena, especially because we know AI are actually somewhat capable of casting limit burst. This guy's a little bit scary now. And technically his OHKO is without the TMR ability, so he's really scary. And he gives himself a self 5-turn, plus 100% physical damage versus beasts and machines. This is important, we'll talk about it in a minute. But the limit burst cost being so low has me really interested. Well, he has automatic healing and MP recovery per turn. He has a lot of different attacks with some pretty high MP costs. 300% single target 5-hit physical attack with 50% confuse, and he gives himself a boost of 100%. Interesting. 45 MP, 5-turn, plus 100% damage versus beasts, and an AoE after 350% 5-hit fire physical attack. So he gives himself some extra damage versus beasts for 5 turns, and he does some fire damage. Pretty nice, kind of like the CG Hayu 2 hits. He has a 5-turn plus 100% physical damage versus machines, so good. I mean, if you remember at the time, 2B was very strong because of all of her killers in a kit, and this guy has a lot of machine killer. And it then does a 350% AoE 7-hit physical thunder attack. Not bad. Machines usually end up being weak versus thunder, not all the time. He's naturally immune to poison, blind, paralysis, and virus. He has a multiple different attacks, a 335% one hit, ignoring 50%, so pretty strong there. My voice is cracking a little bit. I have a lot to talk about tonight. But interestingly, he has a 54 MP, 670%, single target, 15 hit attack at 10 frames. Don't know if this can really chain with anyone, but that's a really good chaining ability for a true dual hand. At least it seems that way. Then, after that, we have a single target 3-turn debuff, or full break ability, so 45%, and a 30% chance to cast a whole bunch of different status effects and 100% sleep. And in his kit, he has a natural 100% attack increase when true dual handing. Hey, gonna hit that 300% cap really easy with Vincent and his TMR. Then after that, he has another AoE attack, which is nice, but not super anything special compared to some of the stuff earlier. And then we get into his 7-star, which his first cooldown available on turn 1 on a 5-turn cooldown is a self 5-turn plus 250% attack boost plus and 5-turn self plus 100% damage versus machines, beasts, and a 5-turn self 200% limit burst fill rate. 5 turns is a long time. On a 5-turn cooldown, he can basically just keep casting this. And a 250% attack boost given to himself, that's really greedy and really, really strong. Yeah, you have to waste a turn, but you can use it for multiple turns. Other than that, in his 7-star kit, from equipping his TMR, you get an extra 40% attack, 20% spirit, so it kind of makes up for his TMR the way it is, plus 100% dark resistance, and it upgrades his LB to what we talked about earlier. He has gun mastery, he has another 30% attack, and a natural 50% attack versus beast and machine, so you can pretty much maintain at a 7-star about 150% against either beasts or machines. Little specific, but still okay. I still like it. Then he gets another 20% spirit, and his final ability gives him some extra defense, extra spirit, and some damage modifiers to a lot of his abilities. Vincent may be very, very good for machines as well as beasts. Other than that, he seems a little specific, but let's be honest, a 250% attack boost with no downside other than using 1 turn? On a true dual hand unit that already gives himself about 160%, and then he has his TMR, which gives another 60% on top of that. No, I didn't double check the math on that, but just go with it. And his super TMR, which has a 1.7 times damage variance, it may not matter that so much that he can't double cast his abilities. He could just be very, very, very strong. Plus, he has a nice chaining ability. I'm curious to see who that chaining ability works well with. Either way, I think Vincent is a damn decent character, and particularly very strong versus machines and beasts. And since I didn't get 2B, I'd be happy to get my hands on him. Kinky, you say. Yes, kinky indeed. And last but not least, we have Tifa. Definitely one of the big attractors on this banner, and well, Preach was a good warm-up, as it turns out, for both Trust Mastery and Super Trust Mastery, because Tifa's TMR is a materia that is plus 30% attack when equipped with a knuckle, plus 30% attack when equipped with a hat. Preach has a pretty good hat, and a pretty good knuckle for a Super TMR and TMR. I think I know where I'm putting all of my Preach's equipment. Not only that, but her Super Trust Mastery is 170 attack that gives 3 Limit Burst crystals per turn. This is getting a little bit exciting. Now, Tifa's 7-star attack stat is not quite as high as I'd like it to be at only 199, but we'll make do for now. Now, her Limit Burst, however, is interesting. A 1450% single target 9-hit physical attack with 5-turn debuff of either 75% to 100% of water resistance, so good news if you have water attacks after she's done with them. And a 5-turn maxed out minus 74% defense debuff. Now, of course, this is the upgraded Limit Burst, just should make that super clear. But a 74% debuff on defense, pretty nice for 5 turns. 5 turns is a long time. And she also gives herself a 300% Limit Burst fill rate. And here's the best part, her Limit Burst only costs 20 crystals. This Limit Burst could basically just keep going forever. Tifa can stay in Limit Burst mode forever. I'm pretty sure 20 crystals isn't that much. Not at a 300% fill rate. Either way, I like it. I like it a lot. So she has multiple different attacks. Her first one, which is a 3-hit 220% physical attack, gives a 10-turn plus 100% attack bonus, because, 5 turns just isn't enough. She has a natural percent chance to dodge physical attack, so hello, new arena scum, potentially. She can also debuff defense. Trying not to die right now. She's a natural, and she gives herself a counter percent increase of 2 times. So even though her counter is at 30%, really a few levels more, and she can just turn it up to a 60%. And she can counter up to 4 times, so she's a counter unit for sure. She will be doing a lot of damage. She has a 310% AoE 1-hit water physical attack. You can probably guess what that is if you've played Final Fantasy VII. A 450% single target 1-hit physical attack. 330% single target 1-hit water physical attack, which debuffs water resistance by 60% and adds her water to her attacks for 5 turns. Hey, now we're starting to complete the puzzle. She gains 1 Limit Burst crystal per turn, and a 50% attack when equipped with a knuckle. 400, oh my god, she just has so much. She has a 400% AoE 1-hit physical attack with a self-fill 326 Limit Burst crystals. She has a 300%, and here we go, this is a big one, 300% single target, 14 hit, 10 frames physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. So 600% roughly, 14 hit, 10 frames. Wonder if it chains with Vincent particularly well. Hold on, we're still getting there. Because her next ability is quite possibly just, oh my god, I'm so excited for this. It is a 575% 7-hit Holy Explosion Divine Ruination frames physical attack that increases 75% for each use to a max of 1100%. What's better than Holy Explosion frames? Holy Explosion frames that you can increase the percentage on. Now, I'm a little excited about this because, first of all, we all know the property value of anyone who can Holy Explosion or Divine Ruination chain. But the fact that it stacks damage, Tifa is amazing for long fights. She can not only do her Limit Burst, add water to herself, but then she can just do the best chaining and stack damage. Yeah, Tifa's awesome. From there, what's left in her 6-star kit? Well, just give her dual wield with 30% attack on top. So 80% so far attack in her kit, and she can dual wield. true dual wield. Of course, she can only equip daggers, canes, hammers, flails, and fists, but as it turns out, there are a couple really good super TMR fists, and this is a step up where you might get 4 Tifas. Not guaranteed, but you might. That would just be amazing. Oh my god, I'm really excited to see how strong Tifa ends up being. Now, in her 7-star kit, equipping her TMR gives an extra 30% attack, upgrades her limit burst to what we talked about earlier, but then gives another 40% equipped attack when dual wielding. So we were 80% before, now we are at a total of 150%, pretty easily too. From there, her cooldown ability, turn 1 available, but on a 4-turn cooldown, self 15,000 HP heal with a 0 times mod, split over 3 turns, and a 300 MP heal, split over 3 turns. Not bad. It also gives herself 3 turns of 200% boost to attack, 200% to limit burst, and grants her a 70 MP ability for her one-time use. What is that 70% ability? Well, it is a 2300% single target, one-hit physical attack, self-filling her limit burst for 10 crystals, so half of her limit burst. Nice. Pretty good return for taking a turn off. Especially if that ability procs with dual wield twice. Not guaranteeing, but damn. From there, she has a defense and spirit of 30% increase, and her limit burst fill rate just goes up 100% because she's not already going to be fast enough with her limit burst. You just need more. After that, she has a 77 MP available on the 3rd turn, 2-turn cooldown, 670% AoE, 7-hit, 10 frames physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. 1250 is a pretty decently strong number. From there, an extra 20% MP, and her last ability gives herself some 150% modifiers for a lot of her abilities and 75% for the other. Dear God. So what do I think about this banner? Is it really worth getting excited for? Well, we live in a world of CG Hayus and CG Nichols, but really, this banner is all about damage and chaining. And if you're a new player, Barret is a really decent, cheap chainer, where Tifa, she's a holy explosion framer. More importantly, she's a holy explosion framer who stacks damage. She's great for long-term fights. Vincent, on the other hand, is a true dual-hand unit who is definitely a specialist. But that being said, he has a lot of potential for, depending on what trials come, whether they are machines or beasts, this guy can potentially do a lot of damage, and he gives himself a 250% attack boost. That's really big. Not so big if you get dispelled, but still, I'm really curious about how strong Vincent goes. But that's not even talking about the fact that Vincent is insane in Arena. This guy in Arena could just be the new Amelia. Charges limit burst with a chaining ability, and then just OHKO the enemies and makes Arena so much faster. I am really interested in every single unit on this banner, and I am so happy that it turns out that there's a step-up program, because I want to complete the set. I want 2 7-stars. I would love 4 Tifas, but I'm not going to get greedy. I learned my lesson in the Valkyrie profile. But 3 chances on the step-up mean that you will at least get 3 of the banner rainbows if you really wanted to spend that much. And who knows, you might get lucky anyway. Still, this is a good opportunity. Thankfully, we aren't just dealing with regular rates. And if you don't want to do the step-ups, you can just use regular tickets. It's a Mog King. You gotta spend. But as it turns out, I'm really happy with both of these units. I'm really happy with all 4 of these units. They turned out to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for another 2 hours-ish when the banner is live and I can start pulling. So that's all for this video, and I will see you all in the next video, which could possibly be 7 hours because we have to talk about 7 stars. Oh dear God, no. Till then, folks, have a good one.